Hello everyone, welcome back to Ace Combat 7. Thank you for the resub, Nicola. Exactly Way Phoenix. Time to dance the angels. And there is a Hail Hydrate from Gun Mage, so let's get that out of the way. Drink to the Golden King. Now, as you may or may not have heard, Project Aces released a bunch of new skins for Ace Combat 7 for free. And one of them happened to be Talisman's livery for the F-15E Strike Eagle. So naturally, I have to do a full playthrough of my favorite protagonist Ace from my adopted home country of Ameria. So we're going to teach both the Oseans and the Erusians to dance with the angels. And as Salty had pointed out last night in the Discord, this will be a stealth insult to the OADF for nerfing their weapons compared to Amerian standards. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to be on normal difficulty. So we will have infinite guns, but we will have finite amount of missiles, and we can spawn the aces. And if an ace is spawned, I'm going to try and kill it. Yeah, let's go charge assault.
Is everyone here?
And gonna be skipping most of the briefings just to avoid any potential DMCAs. For some reason, those are considered cutscenes. Ace Combat 7 fucking themselves has begun. So as you can see, normal with a Strike Eagle. Yep. I want to prevent any potential rage quittings. Garbage livery. It is plain, I will give you that, but I mean, I'm a Marian at heart, so I can't bring myself to say it's trash. I can say it's boring, but I will take anything related to Ace 6 that Project Aces decides to give us. Yeah. One thing to note is this is actually different than the Ace 6 Ameria. Exact same, but with an Ocean, you'd say. I mean, you're kind of right. This is the Ocean livery with Amerian markings, and the easiest way to tell is this nose cone. I posted a kind of a screen cap of the Amerian one from A6. That nose cone is the same color as the rest of the body. Hail Hydrate. But, you know, I do like the Garuda emblem here. And the Amerian emblem is always nice. And being able to have the Grace Mary livery, or tailcode, is always appreciated. Other than the fact that they just used the default Ocean skin, this is pretty faithful. You see pixels. It's also a PS4. I'm not using the, this isn't a PC where I can just, you know, get rid of those. But we're going to take this. And since it's charged assault, we're going to go and use the 6AAM, the best multi-lock missile, aerial missile in the game that isn't the ADMM. And for parts, we've got the ECU, superior mobility, fire extinguisher, Queen's Custom, homing for our sidewinders, Actually, I don't need that one for this one. So we will go ahead and instead. True, but Salty, the 6 AAM cannot lock onto ground targets. So in my opinion, the 80mm takes it for versatility's sake. Hello, Geo. I'm deciding what my last part should be. This is true. There is no air-to-ground targets right now. We'll do that. Flight distance? Yeah, flight distance could work. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright. And for our emblem, even though we can't see it, we are taking the Garuda emblem. Just because it's talisman. Alright. Garuda team, time to take off.
Mage squadron, aircraft preparation complete. Stand by at the front.
But hopefully this will be easier on your eyes than Sly's glowy boy.
Scramble. Get those birds in the sky. We're sitting ducks. What's happening? Bombers incoming. Don't know how many.
Let's clear that runway. We don't got all day here.
Mage squadron, head to runway.
No, I really like the Strike Eagle. It's one of the most versatile planes or aircraft in this game. Just like it is in A6.
Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, clear for takeoff. The situation is tight.
The C and E are also gold. I mean, the Eagle is just good. No matter what game it's in. If you take an Eagle or any of its variants, you're bound to get a good score.
Good luck.
Absolutely easier for the eyes. Yep.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit.
Just discover there's an aftershade called Garuda. Want to smell like an Marion?
Golden Squadron.
Ladies.
Roger that.
Going for understood.
This is the AWAC Skykeeper.
The man your man could smell like.
They don't have many escorts. They hit our radars hard in the last attack. Expect the worst and stay sharp.
We'll go. Trigger, I'm the wingman. Fly with me now.
Also, could I get a salute in the chat for
Bomber confirmed down.
Brad Venable,
Mage 2.
Clowns actor, who passed away
Switch your radar.
recently?
Locate the enemy.
He will be missed. I honestly would have liked to have seen more of Clown. He was a good good character.
Watch out for the support aircraft.
Enemy support eliminated. This should make the job easier. Destroy the target. Target confirmed down. Looking good, Mage 2.
Who is this Mage 2 they're talking about? I'm Garuda 1.
Target's in range. Pair of bombers.
Trigger, stay calm. You got this. I know the kid's shown some promise, but let's remember, he's still barely gotten his feet wet.
Typical Ocean ignorance of other countries. Not even knowing what a Marriott is. 6 a.m. so much better than 8 a.m.
Enemy bomber down. Nice going, Mage 2.
Not too shabby, Mage 2. You still got a long way to go, kid. I'll give you some pointers back at base if you can make it
They really missed a big opportunity to reunite Trigger with his former IUN allies in a DLC story. Or DLC or story. It's not a Disney trilogy, but still a blunder on PA's part. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen the mage again.
I've got your six covered, sir.
Count sure as hell ain't Garuda 2 anyway. No. No, he's not.
Golem, Mage, 2 new enemy groups.
Hey, Starscream.
This is HQ. Attention all combat groups.
Welcome to the stream.
Verify.
Drones? Are you kidding me right now? Jesus, this is the kind of shit that really chaps my ass. UAVs. I can't tell them apart.
There we go.
Target is down.
Attaboy, Trigger.
Hehehe. I do really like the look of the Strike Eagle. It even doesn't have that derpiness that most twin-seat models of single-seat chassis have.
Missile away.
Like the SU-30 looks kind of derpy with the twin-seater canopy. But not the Strike Eagle.
Enemy is extort me. I'm still okay.
I didn't miss much, Starscream. This is Charge Assault. I mean, the stream basically just started. Striking looks like a Charlie Eagle with more
Hesitating for a
things
second could be the difference between
to
life and death.
TI.
Think fast.
Roger that.
I think your autocorrect struck again. This be a fight between two-seaters. Yep.
Don't let them destroy the harbor.
Eh.
Where the hell are our fighters? The harbor is under heavy fire.
Fox 2.
Not bad, Mage 2.
Now keep in mind when I say about twin-seater derpiness, I'm not counting aircraft that were specifically designed as two-seaters, like the Tomcat. The Tomcat looks sexy as fuck, but she was designed to have a Rio to begin with. Oh, don't worry, Starscream. That's totally fine. Garuda 1, all targets down.
Well done. All bombers are down. Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
Good going, Mage 2. Flight Commander looks like he's got what it takes. Let's slow down. It's just
The Strike Eagle's also a
Don't try to be a hero.
dream to fly.
Make it back in
It can't do any PSMs, but who cares?
Side with the boss man on this.
Golem Squadron, this is HQ.
Oh, the
Confirm any drones.
I love the Eagle family so much.
Golem 1, return to base and report for debriefing.
I mean, Raptors, flankers, they're great, but give me an Eagle any day.
I am Princess Rosa Cassette Delise.
If only the F-15 wasn't so heavy. But here's the thing, Star Crater, it doesn't matter. Because the body itself of the F-15 generates lift. Unlike most aircraft, which the predominant amount of lift is generated by the wings. In the Eagle, every part of that aircraft generates lift. So its heaviness is counteracted. Doesn't turn like an F-14. The F-14, or the F-4? The F-4 can't turn worth shit.
International Union peacekeeping.
That's true, Phoenix. The flankers were made for close-in knife fighting. The Eagles were more standoff air superiority, but they were also designed specifically to be able to get into dogfighting if the turn arised. In my experience, the F-15 turns better than the F-14. The F-14 was a purpose-built interceptor that can dogfight. The Eagle was meant to be, if it's in the air, I can kill it, no matter what range. I prefer long range, but I can get it in there and dogfight as well. The F-15, in fact, was the first aircraft since World War II that was designed with dogfighting in mind. It's not its primary mission, but it's designed to be able to get in, get close, and get out if the AMRAAMs don't kill the target first. Charge the enemy. DCS. Well, that's DCS. But after listening to pilot or Eagle pilot interviews from both the USAF and the Israeli Air Force, it's convinced me that the Eagle is one of the most maneuverable Western fighters there is. Not as maneuverable as a flanker, mind you, but it can outfly almost anything else. And even the flankers need to give it a wide berth because the Eagle typically has better pilots. Could be that ED doesn't want to correct the FM. But anyway, for mission 2, we're going to be switching it up with weapons. We're going to be using the cluster bomb. So we're going to have to switch our parts up. We don't need any of this special missile shit. Get rid of it. Instead, we want bomb. Well, we don't need that. 30 will be enough. We want that, though. And that. Hell hydrate! Actually, we don't need that either. Instead, we're going to take the predictive lock on because there are clouds. Yep, we are dancing with angels, Bearcoot. Welcome to the stream. You made it in time for mission 2. Charge the enemy. Yeah, look at this aircraft. Isn't she a beauty? Ground 37 for AC, so nice.
But any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep.
Page 2. Vehicle destroyed.
Fire the AA! Get the weight our vehicle out of there!
It's popping off now, Trigger. War has officially begun.
Yeah, apparently the IUN felt that the OADF needed a proven combat veteran. And because the last Ocean one is MIA at the moment, officially KIA, They decided to go with Ameria. And hence, Garuda won.
Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars.
It's reliable. Trust your radars until mission 16. Then you can't trust anything.
Missed.
Ah, damn it. I wasn't high enough.
Trigger, there's one more to go. Mage 2, they have a lock on you.
Damn it.
The clouds.
Pop the brakes. There we go.
Missile launch.
Dead.
The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock onto their targets, too. Box 2.
You weren't high enough. Chopper doesn't want to know you're located.
Roller 1, enemy will crash in a residential area.
Just worry about staying alive for now.
Oh, yeah. You must be this high to contact the chopper.
They have a lock on you.
I'm on this one's tail. Fire at the air gun. Now!
Come on, you little freaking fish beds.
Missile connected.
Great. You want us to take down the enemy without damaging any public facilities? That's gonna be a circus.
Whoop. Overshot. Alright, I think that's all the aircraft.
There's nothing in your way now. Hostile eliminated.
Kaboom!
Okay, let's completely blind those bastards.
Mage 2 locked.
Are we gonna... Oh yeah, hell yeah, we're bombing Jester. We are totally bombing Jester, provided I can spawn him in.
Golem 2, Fox 2.
That was the last radar vehicle. Great work.
Oh, to see the Erusian's faces now.
Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
Enemy transports are taxiing.
All right. This base is worth destroying. 3 targets remaining.
Alright.
No, they're not linked to the radar vehicle. Launch manually. Redo the setup.
There we go! Hello, Rock. I'm doing good. We're doing a Ace Combat 7 playthrough with just the Garuda 1 F-15E. And first things first, we're gonna be bombing Jester.
Status report.
Multiple bogeys on radar. They're close.
Wait, they're being launched.
What up, Jester?
Clear to engage.
You just boom.
Judging by the way
Ah! Jester's dead.
spotted close to the Colorado 13 change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what high G turns are, right? Use them.
But we gotta make sure we don't get killed off by Viper.
Bandits confirmed as UAVs.
Because remember what happened to Maverick? He killed Jester, but then Viper popped up and took him out. Our deck my ass. We nailed that son of a bitch.
Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning.
There we go. He dead.
Gollum Squadron, you're not gonna let Mage get all the glory, are ya?
3 enemies to go. Shit.
He was about to go get Viper, but Jester got him. Oh yeah, I think you're right. Maverick target fixated on Viper.
The enemy knows a few moves, but that's about it. Just chase them
It's been a long time since I've been able to see Top Gun. But yeah, now I remember you're right. Viper was the bait, and Jester took out Maverick. Yeah, I don't have Netflix.
There's a bar I want to try.
I have Top Gun on VHS, but I don't have a VHS player.
Crap. The aircraft is icing up. I'm getting a warning.
Get out of the clouds. The ice will melt. Once you hit one of them, stick to them like glue. Don't let them out of your sights, even in the clouds.
Stupid cloud, get out of the clouds!
Where'd he go?
There we go. Boom!
Nice kill, Trigger. Enemy
Wanted to watch Top Gun, but it's like 3 hours long. It doesn't feel like 3 hours, Gio. I guarantee you that. It goes by fast. Because
No casualties. We couldn't have done any
it has the need.
base.
The need for speed!
Maybe the bandits we took down caused civilian casualties.
Oh, you want me to cause civilian casualties? Okay, I can do that.
That's how war is these days.
You shoot, someone gets killed. The guys in charge take care of the rest.
Betamax. Did that cause civilian casualties?
Current target.
Just got rickrolled by Star Creator. Alright, so.
You've given us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first barrier keeping us from...
In binary. Nice. Rickrolling other people, or rickrolling people in weird, obscure languages are great. Next time, do it in Klingon. Two-pronged strategy. Okay, so for this one, we are going to need to go back to the AMRAAMs. But we're, instead of homing, we're going to be focusing on range. Imagine most kids in chat won't even know what a Betamax is. I know what a Betamax is! Alright. So we've got range, and a little bit of homing. Okie dokie.
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete.
I love this opening song. So much so that oftentimes I deliberately don't try and spawn the ace. just so I can listen to the song more. Betamax is similar to VHS with better quality, more expensive. Yep, that's what killed it. Just like technically the PS3 was a better console than the Xbox 360, but the 360 was cheaper, and just had a better ease of accessibility. So, the 360 won that generation. The 360 also had a better game library. And VHS, because it was easier to make for, had a bigger movie library.
You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate
So it was more practical to get VHS.
We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up.
Which one? Wilco.
Mage 1 to Column
Go one. Thank you, Lucky Stars.
Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure. Trigger time to show the other guys that we went wild and do dirty, dirty things. Once you hit one of them, stick to them like glue. Don't let them out of your sights, even in the clouds. And so, your first hunting season begins.
Come on. There we go. Gotcha. Gonna miss that voice. I know. That concludes this lesson of boomer technology.
Fingers should still move, even if you're in a 9G turn.
4 remaining.
Your reinforcements are dead!
3 remaining.
Fool.
Fox 3. Fox 3.
Nice kill.
1 remaining. Missile connected. Fox 2. Fox 2.
Bow, 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 down. Bow, 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 down, down. Bow, 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 down. More tech comparisons. Oh boy. Okay. History with Raspberries, tech comparisons. Well, what technologies would you like me to compare? Give me some suggestions and I'll give it my best shot. SNES Sega. Oh boy, 2 consoles that I never actually had. Okay,
Utilizing the Arsenal bird. Those bastards. They had that thing.
we will restart. N64, PS1, Dreamcast. Those I did have. Okay, so
Bastards. They had
of the 64-bit era consoles, the 3 main companies. Well, at first, it was just Nintendo. Nintendo came out with the N64 after, believe it or not, working with a different company to try and come up with a disc-based console for the 64-bit era, the first venture into 3D.
the Arsenal bird.
But they ended up going with an in-house cartridge model because they figured it'd be easier for their target demographic, aka children, to handle. And in a sense, cartridges are more child-friendly than, say, discs, because discs require a lot more care of use.
Skeleton 2,
Yeah,
take over command.
Phoenix, I was building up to that. That company that, the company had already came up with a prototype and was going to sell it to Nintendo, but Nintendo pulled out the last second. That company was Sony, and that console was the PlayStation. But I was trying to set up some context, but yeah, okay. Spoilers. But yeah, the PS1, what the advantage to the PS1 being disc-based was you could actually store more stuff on it. And you could store more games in your house because they were more compact. And since they didn't take up as much room on the console itself and could hold more data, you could do more things with it. And as technology progressed, it was a lot easier to program for a disc than it was for a cartridge. So more and more third-party developers were developing games for the PlayStation, which is what won it that generation's consoles war. In a sense, Nintendo created its own worst, or its own biggest rival, in that of the PlayStation. And in fact, the next generation, Nintendo would lose out to Sony completely. In fact, it would take Sega's spot as the bottom of the barrel. Now, the Dreamcast was more or less ahead of its time. It was too ambitious for its own good. It, in fact, incorporated a lot of things that would be later utilized in the PS2 and the Xbox. But at the time, it was just too complicated to really develop for. So there was almost no third-party development support. And if your console don't have third-party developed games, unless your IP is so, like iconic that it literally prints money like Nintendo's does, you're fucked. But no, the PS2 era, Nintendo finally went with a disc, a little bit too late. And while the GameCube, in my opinion, is one of the best consoles of all time, in terms of its what it could do, and the GameCube has some of the best Nintendo games of all time. It has both the remakes of Ocarina and Majora's Mask. Or, not remakes, but ports of those games. It has Master Quest, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, the fantastic Metroid Prime series, Super Smash Bros. Melee. I mean, the GameCube was great, but the problem was it lacked a lot of third-party support. So if you're going to get GameCube, it was basically for the Nintendo games. The PS2, however, was the clear winner of that generation by a landslide. It had the biggest library I think it still has the biggest library in gaming history, other than PCs. The PS2 also is one of the best-selling consoles in history. I'm not sure if anything's technically overtaken it. The Scarface one, I got a bogey in my chat. Can you take care of it?
Golem 2, what's your status? Status report.
I need a mod on deck.
Golem 2, get away from the enemy.
Thank you, Phoenix. Nice shot. Yeah, the PS2 was very simple and easy to make, but it was durable, reliable, cheap, but still one of the best performing consoles of the generation.
Sorry.
Oh, hi, Floofy. Yeah, I forgot to change the schedule. No, the Squadron series is done, Floofy. We're doing the
About what?
Talisman series.
Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA.
But yeah, I will update the schedule
That was the right decision at the time.
after the stream. That's my fault.
Especially like her out of my
That's deleted.
kid with.
Now, if you want to ask me what the best performing... Okay, so yeah, the PS2 is still the number one for units sold. That sounds about right. Now, if you want to ask me what the best performing console, like just in terms of sheer performance of what it could get its games to do in the PS2 era, I would actually say it goes to the Xbox. Because the Xbox was over-engineered. It was ugly as sin, and the controller was kind of thick. But the Xbox, or the original Xbox, had something that the PS2 didn't. Built-in online support. Hence, Halo 2 being so popular. So basically, if you wanted to play shooters on a console, you went with an Xbox. The problem was while it was very popular in the West, thanks to Halo, and a lot of other games in that regard.
Situation. Golem and the other Faces squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action.
Yeah, I'll get to that, Phoenix. I'm going through the generations. But yeah, you're right. I think the original Xbox just based on stats and performance of the console itself
Unfortunately, the two
is better than the PS2.
The aircraft
However, the PS2 was cheaper for both the consumer and the developers to make, and it was a lot more accessible. Therefore, that's why it exploded. That's why it has such a huge library. Also, the Xbox did not sell well outside of North America and parts of Europe. The PS2 was a global success. Now, come the 360 PS3 era, it's a lot different. Sony decided to make their PS3 over-engineered, the best performing thing on the market. They even went with the new technology Blu-ray, which eventually proved to be the better technology. However, where they went wrong was they tried to make it a whole multimedia system, which drove the price up tremendously. Whereas Xbox, the 360 was performance-wise was a little bit better than the original Xbox, but because it was designed not by the designers, or like the programmers and engineers, it was designed by marketing. It was a hot mess and was prone to the infamous red ring of death. But it was still more popular on the market because it was cheaper. People could actually afford it. Also, it has one of the best designed controllers of all time. The Xbox 360 controller just feels right. In fact, that's why a lot of people on PC who use controllers will use a 360 controller, because it's just the best feeling. Let's see here, parts. I'll get back to my console rant here in a minute. Yeah, that's fair. The PS2 was a DVD player. But so is the Xbox. No. Pushing Blu-ray was definitely a step in the right direction, but they pushed too much on it being almost like a PC, because it also had the ability to do YouTube, do a whole bunch of other internet-related things. Whereas the Xbox was first and foremost a video game console that could also play DVDs. Let's see here. I don't need that, but I will need that. Let's see here, what else? And as such, the 360 came to the market first. It was using DVD, which, granted, was easier to work with at the time. Eventually, Blu-ray would be better. And that's fair enough, Nugget. I grew up more with a 360 than a PlayStation. I mean, I had a PS1, but I never had a PS2 until much later. I had PS1, GameCube, 360. But to me, the stick layout for the 360 is better, in my opinion. And the majority of people who prefer shooters tend to agree. Now, granted, the PlayStation 1 is better for other things, but it's just personal preference, I think. But anyway, the other console that generation, the Nintendo Wii, while it probably outsold both the 360 and the PS3 combined, but that was mainly because it appealed to the casual gamer with Wii Sports and games like that, just having a complete dominance over that demographic. But again, if you wanted to play the more multi-platform third-party developed games, you went with either a 360 or PS3. And 7 times out of 10, it would probably be a 360. Because even if your console did Red Ring of Death, it was just cheaper to buy a new 360 than to get a new PS3. Now, later in the console's life, Sony kind of made it more affordable, and the PS3 started to catch up. Because engineering-wise, the PS3 is a better console. It's just marketing-wise and practicality-wise, the 360 had the better library, better exclusives. So the only market that the 360 didn't dominate in was the East Asian market. But in North America, South America, Europe, Africa, the 360 was the dominant one. Then came the PS4, Xbox One generation. And that one Microsoft made Sony's fatal mistake. They tried to make the Xbox One a multimedia PC, which made it expensive as fuck. Not only that, they went with always online DRM and tried to push the Kinect. People did not like that. The PS4, on the other hand, was we are a game console that you can stream off of. Oh, yeah. No wonder the PS4 did so much better in sales. It was cheaper, and it was better quality. Bought the PS3 exclusively for Infinity, and Metal Gear Solid 4 was a great bonus. Yeah, but the 360 had A6, Halo 3, Halo Reach, the entire Gears of War series. Call of Duty, even though it was multi-platform, Call of Duty was first and foremost primarily best played on the Xbox.
Mission still in progress. Stand by. All anti-air guns
But
destroyed.
come the Xbox One, PS4 era, Microsoft lost all the goodwill they had built up with the 360. Not to mention the Xbox One's sole Halo addition to the franchise, Halo 5 Guardians, was not very well widely received. The Xbox One also had shit exclusives. Outside of Gears 4, they really didn't have anything. Whereas the PS4, let's list off the PS4 exclusive train, shall we? God of War 4, or just God of War, Data Boy, Horizon Zero Dawn, Bloodborne. I mean, you can... There are so many good PS4 exclusives. There's also a lot of bad PS4 exclusives. But if you want to if you want to buy a console in that generation for exclusives, you bought the PS4. PS4's library is almost as big as the PS2, and almost surpassed it in terms of sales. And that was primarily because it was a game console first and foremost. Yeah, you can stream off of it. I'm doing it right now. Yeah, you can play Blu-rays off of it. Yeah, it has a basic internet browser. Yes, you can use it to for your streaming subscriptions, stuff like Disney Plus and Netflix. But first and foremost, it is a game console. Whereas the Xbox, well, the One was just too much of a... It was tried too much to be a generalist. You can play DVDs and Blu-rays on PS4. And I'm not saying you can't use PS4 as a multimedia device. It can do that. But the thing was that Microsoft marketed its Xbox like that. So when they released it, it's like, where are your games? PS4, on the other hand, we are a game console that can function as a multimedia device. But their core demographic was gamers. And they catered their console to gamers. And gamers responded in kind. Nintendo was the clear loser of that generation because the Wii U, a lot of people thought it was just an accessory, so they didn't get it.
Sir, we feel the same way. We'll figure something out.
Oh yeah, all mine.
In 2017, 2018 were two of the best years for getting... Yeah. Oh, that's another PS4 exclusive that is pretty damn good. I've never been able to get through it, but The Last of Us Part 1. Part 2 is kind of, well, controversial, so I'm not going to include it. But Ghost of Tsushima is basically, well, let's put it this way. It was voted 2020's Game of the Year by gamers. So to me, that holds a lot of water. Oh yeah, the motion controls suck. Now for the current generation, Xbox Series X, PS5, and Switch, it's too early to call, but I think the winner might actually be the Switch. It has Pokemon. It has Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The Switch also has Breath of the Wild, which I don't particularly like because of the weapon degradation system. If they got rid of that, I would probably play it a lot more. But Breath of the Wild's reception and sales numbers, you can't deny it. The Switch has Splatoon, and in fact, currently it is one of the few gaming consoles that surprisingly doesn't censor their games all that much. Which is what Sony's running into trouble with now, because the PS5 is censoring the crap out of games that probably don't need to be censored. And gamers aren't really liking that. DS is the second for highest unit sold. True. True. But the Switch is also able to play multi-platform games. It's portable, and while it does not have the graphical quality of the Xbox Series X and PS5, you can play it on the go. And a lot of older games are being ported to the Switch. And even newer games are being ported to the Switch. Yeah, so with everything like that, I expect, like Phoenix said, I expect PC and Switch to do really good. PC to win. PC, every PC is unique. That is one reason why I believe it's kind of hard to develop for. Oh, I was too busy. Oopsies. I was too busy talking and ranting. Oh well.
Main Squadron, Mother Goose 1 is heading south. Provide support. 5 minutes remaining.
Whoops. But anyway, no, the PS5 I think will be second place at the end. It's partially why you're doing that. Fair enough.
Forerunner for Arsenal Bird. The big bird is coming, huh? Mage, protect Mother Goose 1. Shoot down any
Current integration of Xbox Windows.
UAVs.
I like that allows for crossplay. But I don't know. I honestly think that the Xbox Series X is going to be the last Xbox. I do think that Microsoft is headed towards just being a PC developer again. So, yeah.
Mother Goose 1, UAV on your tail. Take evasive action.
And I'm not sure if Sony continues on the way that they're going, which is basically embracing the worst parts of Western culture. They won't do well either. But it's too soon to really tell. And there goes my laptop. Sony was already banned by Japan, so give it time. Yeah. When a Japanese developer is not doing well in their own home country, you know that's a problem.
What the hell was that? Gargoyle did their job. Coming at you, but why weren't we informed? The IUN can't coordinate between branches as usual.
But that's what happens when you cater to... Well, I'm not going to say it because I don't want this to get political at all. But suffice it to say that it does seem like Sony is catering more towards a Western sensibility than their Japanese sensibilities, which is not doing well in Japan.
Cabin's fine, but the cockpit's not looking so good.
Just remember the ad time to give your K2 time to... I can't activate it because I do that from my laptop.
Mother Goose 1, respond. Mother Goose 1. Skykeeper, should we continue providing cover for Mother Goose 1? Of course.
I'm glued to this one. Radar lock acquired. They're after me.
Where is M Goose 1?
Is turning. What's
There
going
we go.
on? They're heading to the space elevator.
It's flying at a steady altitude. Who's in control?
It's not the Colonel. Mr. Harling's the only one.
Oh, that's alright, Nugget.
Mother Goose
But it's
1,
back up,
respond.
so I'm not too worried about it.
Harling, please respond.
We can't protect our objective if it sticks around here. Now's not the time to freak out, fellas. We've still got a job to do, so let's do it. Keep your mind focused.
Mr. Harling, we are not giving up on you. The UAVs are approaching Mother Goose 1.
Let's go, Trigger.
Take them down now, Mage Squadron. 1 minute remaining. UAV
Alright.
destroyed. Mother Goose 1, turn
Yep.
180 degrees and exit combat airspace.
It's more of a marketing thing, Gio. Sales. The sales for the PS5 for the first time in Sony's history of PlayStations or console generations, they are, let's put it this way, compared to what the PS4, PS2, and PS1, and even PS3, their sales performance by this time after a new console released, they are nowhere near where they should be for a Japanese console in Japan. They are falling to Xbox levels, and the Xbox never sold well in Japan. Now, you can debate as to why that is. It's likely due to Sony favoring more Western-style games. Or you can just chalk it up to the fact that the Switch is cheaper. That is a debate for another time. But the sales numbers for the PS5 are not encouraging at all, especially in Japan. Sales numbers over here are low, but that's because the demand is outstripping supply. But in Japan, it does not seem, according to the sales numbers,
The operation to rescue former
that the
President Harling
PS5 is doing well at all.
Sadly, there is no hope he survived. Trigger,
Now,
you are suspected of assassinating the
I refuse to get into the debate of why that is, but the numbers don't lie. But that being said, the Xbox Series X is not doing well, period. And I think a large part of that is because Microsoft itself wants to get out of the console wars and focus solely on PC.
All right, guys, I'll let you in on
I mean, COVID could have
was found guilty.
an issue. The reason is probably multifaceted.
He is the murderer of Harling in the flesh.
Yeah, that is Phoenix's theory is one theory, and it is one that I kind of give a lot of credence to just because I'm a cynic. But there are probably multiple factors, and it's a complex issue. And if you want to take that into a whisper or DMs in the Discord, go ahead, but let's try and switch topics in the public chat, because I don't want it to become a free-for-all. I'm not saying you can't have this discussion. Have this discussion, just like Sky said, let's get back to planes. But no, Gio, if you want to talk about this later, I am more than happy to do this in Discord or something. But yeah, let's get back to the spares, because we gotta teach these convicts how to fly right. Blow shit up. More blood for the blood gods.
Mission now.
And let's go ahead and waiting for things to come up.
Follow orders,
We
Trigger.
will
Taxi to the runway now.
complete
Check
those.
your altimeter and wait in front of the runway. Control, would you kindly send me up first?
Recheck those
Barry, Champ, this is the
and
control tower.
complete.
You're not cleared for takeoff. Obey orders. Go to hell.
About to leave if it
Preparing for takeoff.
didn't end.
Watch out for speed.
Yeah,
Forcing a takeoff.
that's why I switched Starscream. But yeah,
Trigger, your sign is spare 15.
let's teach these convicts how to dance,
Commencing deception.
American style.
Spare 15, the runway's free. You have permission to take
We gotta teach convicts how to fly planes. Well, certainly not to actually get kills.
military once he gets back.
Alright, who is everyone's favorite spare pilot?
Takeoff confirmed. Altitude restriction lifted. Go.
My favorite's Tabloid.
So, no missiles again. The FCS is locked.
Damn. You're good.
And if you want, we can count spare count as different from Strider count.
Not even a pencil.
Here comes Harlan.
Count, well, yeah.
He shot 2 missiles right between old Harling's eyes. Always know, aren't you? In this war, intel is a life or death matter. Settle down.
Would you shock you if I said count?
Review.
Because the X-Velts.
This is Bandog. Spare 15, I'm handling
I mean, yeah, he does develop.
attack the runway are coming.
He's still a worthless piece of shit, but yeah, he gets character development. I'll grant you that.
You guys just need to make a lot of noise. Make them think.
Make a lot of noise, huh? I can't! You locked my weapons! Fuck you, Bandog!
One more thing. Any aircraft leaving the operation area will be shot down.
Tabloid, just on the base that he had triggers back in Yinshi. Not only did he have triggers back, he took on the 2 souls by himself. 2v1 dogfight and came out alive. Does anyone see Colonel Bishop in High Roller's design?
Blowing up a bunch of paper planes.
You know what? I never did before, but
Concentrated on this base.
now that you mention it,
Get the enemy
I can kind of see it a little bit.
Means they're that convincing. Shit, the enemy just hit the control tower. Hey, what's with all the shaking?
Oh, shut up, dickface.
Send in the fire team. Not let the enemy get closer. Are you trying to kill me?
Shall I order them to shoot down all?
I mean, I would have shot them all down, but Dickless here decided to launch us with no weapons.
Squadron, listen up. Shoot down everything carrying bombs. Weapons free. You're clear.
Is this true, sir?
Mercy.
Yes, it is true, Your Honor. This man has no dick.
I bet which one of us gets the first kill after it starts.
This is the main
First, if counts going
I
forward,
decide
so am
whether
I.
you die.
All right, I'm assuming.
Alright, let's get behind these guys.
I'm gonna dance to your line too. I'll show you all how it's done.
Spare 15, bandit splashed.
Trigger.
God, 6 a.m.s are so great.
We can compare later. Yeah, I'm betting that report will get dressed up real pretty.
In fact, 6 a.m.s are my go-to standard arsenal burb killer.
Incoming hostile group detected.
If I don't have 80 MMs.
Righto. A bomber's at high altitude. Stop watching your own asses and look up.
Allow me to educate you. In this unit, you get your tail marked with scratches.
Where? I don't see... Do you guys see scratches on my tail?
Called sin lines.
I don't see it.
You have 3 scratches, right, Trigger?
Also, how how stupid is it that a foreign pilot, here by the goodwill of the IUN, is arrested for something he didn't do and is thrown into an Ocean penal unit? I call hacks. I call bullshit. Look at my gun camera. Alright, let's go ahead and take out at least 2 of these guys, so the damage will be minimal. He was still the closest. Talisman was the closest! Durr!
Wow, look at Trigger go. Lucky shot.
Once I get more sub points, so I can get more emotes, I definitely need to get 2 emotes I want to commission May for. Based off my Garuda avatar that she also did. I want a face palming Garuda and a derp Garuda.
Focus on destroying the target.
Fortunately, right now it's a moot point because I don't have sub points. Yeah, wing palm. We'll call it that. Garuda wing palm. Just like, oh my fucking god.
This is Spare 11, launching missile.
I think right now I can't even... I only have room for the 1 emote. Basically, if I think if 15 people, if I get 15 people to subscribe, I'm not sure if it's cumulative or at the same time, I get a second emote slot to unlock. Because right now I only got the 1.
Multiple bandits inbound. They got bombers and support.
All aircraft
But
me. You too, murderer.
the more subscribers that a
Squadron leader.
streamer gets, the more emote slots they can unlock. So,
Trigger,
like I said, I don't know if it's cumulative or if it's,
your survival.
I think so. I don't know.
Going down, so watch your back.
Spare 7, shut up.
I mean, Twitch gets paid either way, so I'm pretty sure they don't give a shit.
Trigger again.
Okay, gifted subs count. Yeah.
It's beginner's luck.
18 altitude, failing out. 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 18 alt
Look to current sub count to reach the different thresholds. Okay, so I have to have 15 at a given time. Gotcha. Which I've never had. But, oh well. I know how tough times are right now, so I'm not... Don't consider this as begging for subs. I'm just trying to figure out how the Twitch system works.
The targets are still active. Keep up the attack. What the hell are you doing?
What the hell am I doing? I'm saving your damn bacon.
Please maintain silence for a moment.
Pandog just muted McDixie. Panda's like, shut up.
Spare 15. Don't take all the fun away from your comrades. Spare 15. What the hell are you doing? Attack.
I'm killing bombers and everything else.
3 targets remaining. 2 targets remaining.
Why in the world would someone make a squadron of
Oop.
convicts? Gotta be some kind of reason.
Yeah, the reason is cannon fodder. We are expendable. They don't give a shit about us. If we die, we die. Why is it that Oceans don't seem to understand the basic grasp of tactics? It's enough to make a Gerudo wing palm.
I should have put it all on trigger.
Head cannon. Convicts' weapons were nerfed. Trigger got more powerful weapons because due to Admiral shrimping for him. Because they're Oceans. Now, to be fair, I'm perfectly fine with that S word. Twitch is not, so I don't want to say it.
Looks like we get to go home early today, gentlemen.
I love this job. Trigger does all the work. Even on overcount, is no match for Harling's murderer.
1 bandit left. Take him down now.
First come, first served.
Kaboom!
All targets confirmed eliminated.
But I like that head cannon nugget. I really do.
Harling's murderer? Then dinner's on me tonight.
Cut the chatter, Spare Squadron.
It's because they're Oceans. Yeah. Oceans are never really good in the tactical department, were they?
They're still with us. Must have the devil in his corner. Spare 7. What happens if the one you've bet on dies while landing?
Then you win. So what? You're not done?
Just checking.
Ooh, someone's on. Oceans of FCU for the win. I will always have a special place in my heart for the Republicum Area Air Force.
Wind conditions are calm.
I'm an Onion boy.
3,000 meters. Too fast. Lower your airspeed.
Although personally, I really want to see America and Slovakia at the very least become allies, if not a political union. Either in the style of the European Union or
I lost a lot of
more like a
Don't forget.
federation. But hey, we don't need to do it right now, but there's someone we can raid on right now.
Did I say you could take down?
Did I say you could? Fine, next time I'll let them kill you. How's that? Damn Ocean. Alright, long day. For this one, I will go ahead and redeem an ad break because I need to use the little pilot's room because I've been sipping on sweet tea for a while because it helps with headaches. So I will be returning shortly. Oh, holy crap! Thank you, Gunmage. Holy shit. 10 gift subs. Thank you, Gun Mage, so much. I think that actually managed to get me over the hump there. I will have to look into making new emotes. Fortunately, I think May's commissions are closed at the moment. But yeah, you may have to take one of those back. That's fine. Do what you need to do. But yeah, I'm going to go on ad break. And use a little pilot's room, and then we will return. But yeah, enjoy the ability to use the Chibi Nosferatus, courtesy of May. She's letting me borrow that for the emote. And enjoy the American Air Force badge emblems. It would help if I unmuted myself, wouldn't it? Thank you, Stark. Or thank you, Nugget. So, thanks again, Gunmate, for the 10 gift subs. We're going to be using the cluster bombs to bomb people. And I think it's at least 15 or 17. I'll have to check afterwards. But yeah, that should be enough to unlock the next emote slot. Cluster bombs for war crimes. Yeah, I took off all the missile parts because this is a bombing mission. We don't need them. Yeah, I always forget to unmute myself after ad breaks.
Some welcome.
Alright, let's gain altitude.
We're clear to attack, right? I heard the regular forces were gonna clean things up.
It's just like before. We blow the shit out of everything.
Sharp as attack, aren't you, Sperry?
Because these bombs
Losses if you
like
terrorize
to
the
have
If you can't handle that, just fly and be
altitude.
We're being attacked. Enemy aircraft. A whole squadron. Ready the anti-air interceptors. Open fire.
You're hitting 3 locations. Some
Ah.
are air power, so their threat levels vary. Think of the best way to rob them of their ability to respond. Use those empty heads of yours. If you die too fast, you won't even be.
There goes the bombers!
Transport truck spotted. Not a threat, but feel free to take them out.
Kind of specialty of mine. What are the odds?
You heard it first, Champ's a bully.
For you to figure out, Spare 7.
All bombers destroyed before takeoff. Who did that?
I did.
That was fast. Keep up the good work. Any regular aircraft that join later needing any repairs or ammo will fly over the return
Alright, the Eagle, or the Falcons are down.
luxury.
So, what are we supposed to do?
Um,
I'm out. Returning to resupply.
what are we spares supposed to do? Well, in the words of the American Air Force,
Let's be honest.
the OADF wants us to go dance with the angels.
But in your heart, you want us to smash that base. Am I off?
You're gonna wish this
That's American for go fuck yourself, by the way. They're full band.
Rocking it hard.
cut the crap. There's work to do.
The fire set off a chain reaction. At least stop it from spreading. Target confirmed destroyed. Trigger again.
Hostiles in your area are nearly wiped out. Get moving to a more crowded area. Try to catch some more lead. The vehicles have been taken out. Move on to the next
Whee!
Fly swat.
Boom!
You're giving me another shot? Must be my lucky day.
God, I love these bombs.
sections. You did nothing more than destroy just one of them. Why are you
Boink.
acting like some big shot, Count?
Trigger's the one who did most of the work.
Why are you so proud of that, full band? Destroy enemy reinforcements at the base.
This is Spare 11. Enemy base dead ahead. Damn it, we can't do this from the sky. We need ground troops.
Spare 11, just do your job.
Or as they say in Nordnovik, pop some hedgehogs.
Enemy has a lock on
Boink.
you. Take out anti-air weapons that get in the way. Destroy the enemy facility while everyone else was sleeping.
Oh wow, this Strike Eagle is so good. Hello, Inquisitor. How are you doing?
Missile incoming!
Welcome to the stream.
Spare 15, target destroyed.
Can't touch this.
Locked. Big gun down.
Attack missed.
Spare 15, launching missile.
Why do you need a radio? So you can listen to Free America Airwaves? With DJ Zed.
The anti-air guns are hit hard. Our air defense capabilities are compromised. Just grab
Yeah, I will not let up with the American references if I can bring him in.
attacking. Behind you. Enemy on your tail.
Bye-bye.
Missile incoming!
Breaking. Locked on bandit.
Trigger, he's got a lock.
Here. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. That was a good kill. Alright, let's go ahead and spawn Kitten. And get rid of some Grippins along the way.
Trigger crashed. Idiot.
Nothing but trouble this FFT frame.
Target destroyed.
Here. Come on. There we go.
Now the base commander makes a big deal whenever a new mission comes in. But it's just one after another. Like that was the plan all along.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I do see Colonel Bishop in High Roller's portrait.
Where and when pawns like us will die. You mean they already know the next strategy?
Small bombs cause big booms.
Whoever guesses the next strategy wins. You can get in on this too, Bandog. Maybe you guys need to cool your heads off.
Recently, I burned after using glowing sin. Yeah, no kidding. I'm so glad that people didn't make me, or didn't clamor for me to do the glowy boy, because that would have hurt my eyes.
Spare 15, missile away.
Another miss.
Instead, people wanted me to do a playthrough of my adopted home nation's pride and joy. Talisman, Garuda 1. The Angel of Ameria.
You've done a fair amount of work to their ground units, but I see some of you still have ammo. Continue with the attack. Keep yourself nice and exposed till I say otherwise. Aircraft approaching at high speed, bearing 280.
Alright, so the drones are here.
They're drones.
But we still have bombs. And there's still a lot of things we can multi-kill with them.
Calm down. They're just obstacles in your way. Don't forget your original mission.
It's bad enough just dealing with the surface. Damn. Trees destroyed all the trucks. Did the jailer know about the shitstorm he was sending us into?
If you had a stream camera playing with glowy boy with shades. Yeah, I'd have to use shades.
Continue with the operation.
Trigger's taking out one of the AA guns.
Spare 15, target destroyed.
This is spare 7. Shit.
All the light filtering shades. Well, you need it in order to play with the glowy boy.
I'm still at the table. High roller missile. Another one. I've got a bet on me getting out of this.
So if I had to say my favorite of the new skins, it would have to be the Ridgebacks. How am I doing? I'm doing good.
Your pants over one aircraft being
Had a little bit of a headache earlier, but it's going away. Thanks to some sweet tea medicine. Which is basically just sweet tea from Quick Trip.
Bet when the banker's out. Another man down. There's no point. Retreat.
follow your orders.
I'm flying one of the best planes in this game, the F-15E Strike Eagle.
This isn't even a fight. You're still alive. You want to control your pilots? Shut up. Try and stop me.
That's amusing to use that skin on Cape Rainy. No, they aren't only blind or deaf, but they're also blind. Yeah, they are. Assume there's no glowy Hornet Has skin slots for the F-15 full. Possibly, or it could have been, the Wyvern is more iconic than the Hornet in the for Ace Combat, so they might have done it for that reason. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and switch weapons to the 6 AM, then we'll go after some drones. More of a Russian fan? That's fine. I prefer flankers to MiGs myself. There are two MiGs that I absolutely love. Well, one MiG that I absolutely love and one that's pretty good in my opinion. I absolutely love the flat pack, the MiG 1.44. And I wish it was in A7. Yeah, the flat pack is a very chunker's boy. But it's a healthy chunk. And I like that. I do like the Fulcrum. That's the other MiG that I like. But typically most MiGs I don't particularly like the design element of. Like the 21, the 31 I absolutely hate. It's a brick. That's it. SU-33, I like that flanker. I mean, I like flankers in general. But the 33 is one of my favorite ones of those. I just really wish they'd give us the Strigan skin for the 33. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm begging, but they've given us so much, and yet they've ignored the Strigan skin. It's like, it hurts a little bit. But of the flankers, I really like the 33 and the 37. The 35S is okay. I just miss the canards. But it's a very good plane. I like the thick boy flanker, aka the fullback. It's thick with like 37 Cs. And then there's the. I'm not a fan of the look of the SM or the SC-30, just because it looks derpy. Since it's a two-seater. I won't deny that the SM is a very, very versatile and capable aircraft in this game. I just not a fan of the canopy. But the M2 is a piece of shit. It is outclassed in every way by the SM. But I'd say my favorite family of aircraft of all time is the Eagle. So it'd be like Eagle, Flanker, Tomcat, Raptor, Hornet. Your favorite MiG is the 29? That's fair. That's fair. Like I said, if you like any aircraft, I'm not going to dog you for it. I mean, I might question your sensibilities if you say that the F4 is the best dogfighter, because it's not. But if you like the F4 because of its design, or you like the fact that it's a capable strike bomber, more power to you. Yeah, there are a lot of flankers in the game. They probably should have added a few more MiGs and taken away some flankers. I will give you that. but like I would have taken the flanker. I would have gotten rid of would be the M2. There's no reason for the Su-30 M2 because the Su-30 SM exists. I personally would have replaced the M2 with the flat pack.
Spare 15 launching missile.
But that's just me. And to be honest, I would also probably replace the F-15J. I like the J, but you could get the same performance out of the Charlie just by getting rid of the SASM and putting on QAMs. And then instead of the Charlie Eagle, bring in the STDM, or SMTD, and the, or what I would much rather prefer, the Silent Eagle, aka the Stealthy Eagle. That was in Legacy, and I really wanted to see it return.
Enemy base is crippled. That's enough. Go find some enemies that can kill you. New blip on radar. Shoot down anything that interferes with your mission.
And then, oh, what else?
The enemy base enough. Operation is complete. Head back. The bastards who flew off are going to wish they were never born. You guys get a pass.
Not sure what other American aircraft I would like to see. I mean,
Hey, who wants to bet who goes into solitary? That's what that
I guess the Nighthawk probably should have come along. But I don't really care for the Nighthawk all that much.
Where's your sense of humor, guys? Your buddy's making a joke.
Um,
Laugh already.
You know, I'm happy with the current selection of American aircraft. The one thing I would have changed would have been the J to either the STMD or the Silent Eagle. Boeing 747. But other than that, the American aircraft lineup's pretty good. Thank you for the follow, Barbados. Didn't catch it at first, but I appreciate the follow. European aircraft. I understand why this one didn't show up because of licensing agreements. But I do kind of miss the Tornado a little bit. And it would have been a nice addition, but real life problems make it impossible. But I don't really know any other European aircraft well enough to say that should have been in there, or this should have been in there. So the 4 European craft are basically the only ones I really know: Mirage, Typhoon, Gripen, and Rafale. And then the Russians take out the Su-30 M2, put in the MiG 1.44, and we're golden. But that's what I would have done. Alright, so we're going up against Mihai. So we are going to need homing parts. We don't need no bomb stuff. Get that shit out of here. Homing. Homing. Up our reload time here. Lock on range. Perhaps need a retro AC to give more varied aircraft roster. I mean, I've played Ace 4, Ace 0, and Ace 5. And the European aircraft there are basically variants of the Typhoon, Rafale, Mirage, and Tornado and Grippin. I know there's more, but those are the only ones that consistently show up in Ace Combat, so I don't know. Let's see here. I'm gonna do that. There. That should be good. Alright, this will be the last mission for the stream. Let's take on Mihai. Who's the better ace? The Angel of Ameria or the Shilaji Archange? It's the Battle of the Angels! Hell, it's the Battle of the Archangels. Talisman is the Archangel of Ameria. And Mihai's call sign is basically Archange, which is French for Archangel. The Lightning, Jaguar, Delta Dart. I've never heard of those, Nugget, and yeah, they'd be great. You could take away another flanker, probably. Although I don't know which flanker we would take away. Because the M2 is basically the only worthless one. Unless you just want to say no attackers, in which case take out the fullback. But the fullback actually has great weapons, so I don't know.
Cyclops 1, this is Bandog. We need the job done on time.
Bandog? Cool name. That's working with
And as much as I don't like the Barracoot or the Phantom, those planes have enough of a fan base and enough in a niche that I don't think you could really take those away. Especially since the Phantom's DLC. TLS would be better? Probably, but I suck with the TLS, so we're going with the 6 a.m.
Destruction of target facility is confirmed.
Although if this was the Ace 5 version of the TLS, you bet your ass I'd be using the TLS a lot more. But because they nerfed it so much in terms of damage over time, it's barely even worth using. Now, I will be using it in this playthrough, but not against air targets.
Are you telling us we have to dodge lightning?
Well, that's why I didn't put any parts on 6 a.m.s. The 6 a.m.s are for the drones. I'm going to be relying on my Sidewinders for Mihai.
You sure found out quick. They got a secret weapon, maybe?
I boosted up their rate of fire, their speed, and their homing capabilities.
Spare 15, enemy's got a lock. Spare 15, Fox 2.
Enemy sighted. Closing fast.
I like the Talisman skin. I do think it's a little boring, but it's standard American livery, which is based off of American livery and UK livery, basically NATO. And NATO standard livery is boring ass gray. Well, they call it air superiority gray, but still, you get the idea. But the Talisman livery is very clean, and I do like that part about it.
It's cloudy around it. Radar visibility is limited. Stay alert.
I can see that, Nugget. I just don't like it. Did I play Ace Combat 6? Hey Sly. You made it just in time for the last mission of the stream. It's alright. Barbados. Ace Combat 6 is my first Ace Combat game. I have years worth of playtime in that game. It is my favorite game of the series. There's a reason why my Twitch avatar is a Garuda bird. I love Ace Combat 6.
Destruction of target confirmed. I'm surprised you survived. Looks like we got someone in our squadron who can see through clouds.
So, yeah. If you're a fan of Ace Combat 6, then you've come to the right place.
Careful. No crash into the mountains.
But yeah, Sly, as I was mentioning in chat earlier, this fight is going to be the fight of the Archangels. Because Talisman is the Archangel of Ameria. And Mihai is Archange. Well then, you're gonna love tomorrow's stream, Barbados.
Sam sights down.
Because tomorrow we do an aircraft showcase for A6. Where I fly and talk about history of every aircraft in the game.
Caution. Bandits inbound. Here come the UAVs.
We might have crossed the line.
There they are.
Yep. Yeah.
The drones can jump on the recon team. Our friends aren't
Oh, yep. Come on. Yep.
They need our cover. All 444 aircraft, get them out of there. Not even one is to go down. Destroy the UAVs.
It's impossible. I'm not flying in there to help out some assholes I don't know shit about. As we say in my house, there's a thin line between bravery and stupidity.
Thanks. I owe you.
Right, good start. Now let's get the remaining 6 out of there.
Bastards flying just to waste fuel.
Oh, I wish I had 6's gun.
Someone flew into the thunderclouds.
Spare 15 is broken through the thunderclouds. Nice work for a dumbass.
I did think it'd been kind of interesting if... and I understand why they didn't do this. Because it would be hard to program. But... it would have been interesting for the former Strain Trio skins, like Talisman, Mobius 1, Yell 13, for them to have altered stats, or the option to have altered stats, more reminiscent of their namesake. So have Talisman have the overpowered gun of the A6 machine gun. Have Mobius 1's Raptor be insanely maneuverable.
Planning when you can keep your own nose clean.
Wiseman 444 squadron support incoming. Sorry, but
Tongue firmly planted in cheek for this one. But have the Rosgrees F-14 have almost no Sidewinder homing skills whatsoever. Again, tongue firmly planted in cheek.
Finally got some more guys and some
looks like there's one guy who's got everyone's backs.
Actually, the defining characteristic of the Rosgrees is more defensive in nature.
check your 6.
Triggers hold nothing. We got our hands.
So that F-14 would probably be a bit more chonky.
Target missile inbound. Drinking.
And have Griffith's F-22 have that perfect hexagon in stats.
Missile closing. Breaking.
Razgriff. Unfortunately, the Razgriff the F-14 doesn't have the TLS, but yeah. The War Dog one. War Dog TLS. Be overpowered as hell. I forgot. The Falcon comes with War Dog.
Cyclops 3 has broken off. Band dog, it's just me and one more to go.
Spare 15. You're the only one earning any
True.
redemption.
But, Sly, the War Dog skin in A7 has Blaze's tail code. 16.
Position to call someone a devil count. Don't
So it counts.
Cyclops 2, hostile on your rear.
Not letting a damn robot shoot me down.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Fox 2.
Cyclops 1 missile!
Boom. All right, now for the Battle of the Angels.
One is breaking off. He could have broken off any time if he was by himself. Spare 15. All UAVs in the vicinity confirmed destroyed.
Nice teamwork. Thanks. Who is that? Tell him I'm grateful.
Copy that, Cyclops 1. Spare squadron. Mission
Um,
complete.
Why Angels? Well, Mihai's Erusian call sign is Archange, aka Archangel. And in fact, that's one of his names.
Available units support spare 8.
And Amerians in Ace Combat 6 called their fighter pilots angels. Therefore, Talisman, being the lead angel, is the Archangel of Ameria. So we have the battle between two archangels. Raskus Wingman forgot to read the bit about the TLS and the Falcon's flight manual. Like, what's this button? I don't know. Best not touch it. Whereas some areas be like, what's this button do? I don't know. Push it. Boop.
Spare 10 lost.
Shot down Champ.
I want more missiles.
Spare 10 lost. Another one. One recon aircraft lost. What's with this guy? That's an Su-30. All spare squadron aircraft provide support for Cyclops and Strider. Keep the bandit off of them.
Dang it. That's not possible.
Get in there with that monster, Spare 15. We're gonna lose more
Eh.
friendlies.
Eh. Nope. Okay. Getting into a scissors here.
Cowards bailing on us?
I just sent back the damaged craft. We only need guys we can use. Spare 15, Spare 11. Manel had to take up the rear.
Ah.
Forget it. Trigger's taking the beast head on. You two deal with support.
So this is where Tabloid bows out. Shit.
Best not touch it. You could be damn sure Chopper would have if he was been alive. Now he'd be too high to. Chopper would have been too high to notice the button was there.
Don't call me that. Someone, please respond. What's your status? My status? I'm a little excited.
Go get him.
Besides, I am convinced that Chopper's canonical plane is the hippie plane.
Your job's about mine.
The Mind Ripper F4G.
Bandits in the cloud. Chase him down. You've got this.
Mihai is your favorite character?
You see that color?
I can see that. He's definitely interesting.
The pilot of the experimental squadron's X-plane.
I tend to prefer Pixie, but, you know, teach their own.
Way out of my league.
Exactly the man
Eh, come on.
Jaeger. If it comes down to it, black as a sheet. Just get my guys out of here. Understood. So this is so what? C2 here. Let's help. Guess we did not connect.
Oh, I don't doubt that, Sly. My gripe with Mihai is, one, he did not fell every ace like Trigger in the past generations, because the protagonists, as far as we know, are still alive. They weren't shot down. I also don't like the the scripted feel of the fights.
Do not engage.
But no, his character is one of the best antagonists we've ever had. I will grant you that 100%. I prefer Pixie's character better, but again, it's a matter of taste. Was looking for some YouTube recaps without luck. Okay. I mean, this will be on YouTube tomorrow.
I can't see you with the clouds. Focus on your own jobs, teamwork.
I felt every last one of them as bad as your Soleil are responsible for this. Well, I can forgive the I felt every last one of them line a little bit more, because Mihai is old as fuck. He might be going senile. And I'm pretty sure Trigger gave him some concussions.
My status is fine. Do not interfere.
Get back here!
Clouds are moving in.
That's right, run! Run, coward!
Bandit is retreating. He managed to survive.
I mean, he did lasted combat in 1991. This is true. And every protagonist ace so far that we've played, their wars have been the earliest being 1995. So in that regard, yeah. If he's referring to his flight time, then yeah, it makes perfect sense. And I will withdraw my objection. Provided that he's talking about the aces he's personally killed in his time. I just think that the wording probably could have been better.
This far, don't screw up now. 3,000 meters. Too fast.
No. Yellow 13 was shot down by Mobius 1.
Bank left.
Wait, Yellow 13 shot down Mihai? Really? Training, okay.
Great work.
That makes sense.
Not ruining a good plane. Your work's still far from done. Stand by for further orders.
They even crashed into each other.
The crew said the enemy had one mean son of a bitch flying for him. Our team had a few Air Force hot dogs, real experienced pilots.
Look at that beautiful eagle.
Hawk locked on and took them all out in the blink of an eye. Reminds me of a story Gramps told me once. He said a little while before he retired from active duty, he saw an enemy fighter wipe out an entire formation right in front of him.
Mihai be like,
It was like
so the
when it's going after its dinner.
the student has surpassed the teacher.
Spare squadron.
But anyway, this is all the time I've got for today. But don't worry, this series will continue. Also, I am planning on raiding somebody after this, so stick around. Not entirely sure what they're playing, but hey, I normally don't get to raid anybody, so. You should raid this one guy, Raskris 108. Yeah. Where was Mihai during the Asian Continental War? I don't know. Maybe he was... But anyway, tomorrow we're going to be doing Ace Combat 6 Aircraft Showcase. I'm going to be showcasing the F-16 all the way to, I believe, let me check my list, because I've got it planned out. So the F-16 Fighting Falcon all the way through the Su-33 Flanker D. Saturday, in Mass Effect 1, we go to Vermeer. And in Vermeer, you guys will have to make the tough decisions as to who we rescue, because one squad mate is going to die. We have to decide which one we save and which one we let die. Monday, more Dragon's Dogma. I'm not sure what exactly we're going to be doing there, but Dragon's Dogma. Then Tuesday, for Ghost of Tsushima, we're going to be getting that damn grappling hook after we do some side tales. Wednesday, I will have to check to see with Floofy about scheduling. I'm not going to be available in the afternoon, but I could be available in the evening. So there's a possibility of a late stream of Raz and Floof play Borderlands. But I need to check schedules with Luffy on that one. And then next week, same time, we will go through Pipeline Destruction all the way to Bunker Buster. So there'll be some pretty fun missions with Talisman. Again, thank you for watching. Gunmage, thank you for all those gift subs. Barbados, thanks for the follow. We are going to raid Huskin Raider. I have no idea what he's playing. Team Fight Tactics. Never heard of that game. But he's a great friend of me, Sly, and the channel in general. So, let's see here. Our raid message is going to be... Let me type it up. If... Here is your raid message. You can copy paste it if you have the emotes. If you don't have the emotes, you can use emotes of your own. Hopefully Huskin will get it. Otherwise, oh well. But anyway, again, thank you all for coming. Hope to see you tomorrow. And I will see you in a bit. Take care, everybody.